The Lawn Ranger. Welcome, mate. Andy, what's going on? Jake, what's up, man? Everyone good? Return of Ammo. It's nice to see all familiar names in the chat. Welcome back, everyone. This is nice, isn't it? This little Monday night thing we do. Tracy, well, what's going on? Welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before. Oh, mate. Clean off. Let's get that music lowered. Just been to the pub, nice. Knocked a 5-litre hypo bottle over in the van today. Didn't realise. No, that's bad. What happened? What did it damage anything? Did it go over your carpets, or did it just go in on the wood? What happened? Monday night sesh, nice. Managed to squeeze in a few jobs since I was last here. Nice, me too, actually. Things are picking up. Joys of being your own boss. Go to the pub whenever you like. If I was still drinking, there's nothing better than finishing early, pressure washing, finishing at about 2 or 3 o'clock, and you've got nothing to do for the next 2 or 3 hours. You can either go in for a shower, or you can just nip into the pub for a couple of pints. Nothing better than having the freedom to do that. It's so good. Indian summer. Russ, what's going on? Joe. I have it set on the Alexa every Monday. Oh, the stream? This? Really? Dave's just texted me. Squeaky clean Dave. Oh, he sent me some pictures of the gutter hedgehogs last week and I forgot to show them. What is this music? We've got to sort this playlist out, man. I'm just using free music at the moment from Spotify, and it's trash. Some of it's good. I don't even know how this came up on my news feed. I want to start jet washing all gutters. But you're in the right place, mate. Evening, Darren. What's going on, mate? Well, it seems the lid has a small crack in it, and it's slowly seeped out while it was on its side. It was on the carpet and all over lots of tools. Now they're so... Yeah. Hypo and like tools and stuff doesn't mix very well. It tends to rust everything. And another tip someone else gave me, Darren, was it you that said, yeah, it was you, wasn't it? I had some of my fittings, my ball valve and stuff was going rusty. I said, like, it's weird that I was going rusty, and he said, have you got brick acid in the van? I said, yeah. He went, that's why. It's like the fumes from the brick acid over time will make everything in your van go rusty. How crazy is that? Hi.
Hi. Do you know where our dog is?
Her dog?
Yeah.
No. She can have Luca's, whatever this is. if she wants.
Hmm.
There is a fox under there.
No.
There's a octopus
She
there.
was gonna take. It was downstairs. She was gonna take it to Mum's, but I don't know where it's gone.
Do you want to offer her that just in case? You've got to be careful with hypo because some barrels come with like a little one-way breather cap to stop the expansion. Because some of them, if they don't have like an expansion cap on, you'll see them like balloon, and the barrel's just like literally a balloon, which is a bit scary. I had it once when I mixed Synergy with hypo and surfactant. I mixed it before I got to the job. I arrived on site and the barrel was like super hot, like it was really warm for some reason. And it wasn't like in the sun, it wasn't, it was just in the back of the van. But it was like almost red hot on the outside. I don't know whether it had a weird reaction because it had been sat in there for so long, I don't know. You're updating the website, nice. Oh, you think it's because of Julia's marketing? We're doing the giveaway next week. She didn't want it. Yeah, speaking of GVS, we've got the giveaway. I can probably show you on here. We go to the community tab. Yeah, we've got the Gutter Vacuum Systems giveaway on the 16th for the 10-piece roof scraping kit and the 34-foot aluminium pole, which is an insane giveaway. I can't believe they've been that generous. It's a lot of money. UK entries only. Literally just got a comment and subscribe to the channel. We've got almost 60 entries so far. That's crazy, isn't it? Should we do a quote together? Shane, you're right, mate. Fingers crossed for GVS next week. Squeaky Clean Dave, I was going to show the picture you sent me. We were talking about gutter hedgehogs last week and how crap they are. Might have been the week before. I can't even see where the gutter starts and where the tiles end on that one. But that's what you're dealing with when you're pulling gutter hedgehogs out. They're just a nightmare. They're absolutely pointless because that is probably the exact same amount of moss, if not more, that you'd have in the gutter anyway, even if you didn't have the hedgehog. Tell Dave I'll be speaking to him tomorrow. I ran out of time today. Darren, you're a busy boy. I'm still waiting for you to get back to me. I'm only joking. You're a very busy boy, Darren. Hiya, Gary. You're right, mate. Your quoting tool has been massive help as well, mate. Much appreciated. Oh, no worries, Jake. I'm glad you found it useful. For anyone who's wondering what he's on about, smout.club, you can find my quoting tool. And it'll give you just a rough idea of how to price jobs. So I did a 85 meter squared 85 meter squared tarmac job today that I didn't resand, plus a little bit on the side. So it gives you a rough estimate of how much to charge. You can always change the base price as well, make it a little bit higher just in case you're offering extra services, all that stuff. We've got our trusted suppliers over here as well. Darren from PWS is in here. What are you changing on the website, Darren? Or you got the new Hyundai? There was some issues where you couldn't click this menu button. Oh, you can click it now, but the little thumb doesn't come up when you know the little, see that little hand on the mouse? You couldn't click that before. You had to like click the basket and then click menu. It was weird. Are the pictures working now? I had an issue with some of the pictures being too big, so you couldn't see the rest of the text. Oh, that's all working now, look. Beautiful. Just stopping by. Big Wash. Big Whoosh. Big Woosa. Sorry. Big Woosa, what's going on? I haven't seen your name in here before. You're right. What's this live chat anyway? We just do... So once a week, I'll just come on here. I've got a few bits to talk about. Stuff going on in the industry throughout the week. If we get quotes coming in, we'll do the quotes together. And just generally chatting about all sorts. We sometimes have guests on. We had Darren on. We had Squeaky Clean Dave. We had Julia from GBS on. I'll have my accountant on soon. So that's pretty... Yeah, it's not for everyone. I understand it's a very niche live stream, but people seem to find value in it, which is nice. Let's have a look. So, let me show you the quote. Some of you might not have watched the video just because the upload was a little bit late today. I normally upload at R5. I got halfway through the upload and it corrupted for some reason. And so I had to start uploading it again. And it just took a long time. So thanks for your patience.
Okay, rear
Shush.
patio on this.
You can hear that, can't you? So this is the job that I did today, which was in today's video. They've asked me to quote the rear patio and the gutters as well. So let me know. And we could price it up by measuring it, but this one's going to be a bit of an awkward one to measure. So maybe we'll just price it up by eye.
Okay, rear patio on this house.
The lady did say, I don't know why he didn't just get you to do it all at once. Because it might have been cheaper for them had I have done it all in one visit. But hindsight.
We've stopped around about here when we pressure washed, cleaned all this. So we're going to quote for all this.
Slabs. Council slabs.
Around here. Very, very good water pressure. Didn't have to stop the machine once to fill up.
I actually don't know if I'd get my hose all the way around that house, to be honest. It's 30 metres to the tap, and I've got a total of 50 metres in high pressure. I might have to
at the back here.
Might have to pass it over the side fence or something. I don't think they've got a gate on that side. No, they have they?
And then they want us to quote.
No, they haven't
as well. And you can see. You can see literally every gutter around this property is full.
Jake, they are the same slabs, yes. But these have all got their coating on still, because they're the similar slabs to what I washed out at the front of the house. And because they've still got that yellow coating on the top, it means that the black spots and stains and stuff are just on the surface. They haven't been able to leach into the pores.
Full to the brim.
Full to the brim.
Roof, which is also full. I've got a tricky corner bit there.
Might need to get the big vac on this one. There might be a problem with that though. I've lent it.
And then we've got
I've given it away.
a bit above the garage.
Temporarily.
Just over here. They've asked if I can clean the lower roof as well, which I could quote for.
You know what? If I had that roof scraping kit that I'm giving away, could have done that myself, couldn't I? I could have done it from the ground. But I don't do roof scraping because I haven't got the equipment. I might just keep it for myself.
And then there's another stretch of gutter.
They've got some big triple ladders there. I could do with some of those.
which is also full.
We could quote to wash these. Look at the pine needles, man. Look at the needles. I don't think there's... I should probably confirm with them actually whether they've got hedgehogs in these. It doesn't look like they have. I just think they're extremely full. It's literally overflowing. That's crazy. This will be like the fullest gutters I think I've ever cleaned.
And it's got like pine needles as well. So I've heard. I don't think I've done pine needles before, but I've heard they're quite tricky to remove.
Yeah, Dave, we're on the same page there, aren't we, mate?
So I might need the big vac for this one. And then that other stretch along here. It's a big old property, to be fair.
It is, isn't it? It's a big boy. It doesn't look that massive from the outside, but they've had a big extension on the back, so... So yeah, pine needles are a pain, apparently. Dave, with the pine needles, are they just... Presumably, they just don't suck as easy because the air just sort of flows over them because they're just needles. Does more power help? Or do you need a different technique? I'm wondering if instead of using the Panther, I get the big boy vac, the 3600, and you know the triple motors. I'm wondering whether that will make a difference. Because if it will, then I'll use that one. But there might be an issue. So the 3600, because it's too big to fit in my van along with all my other stuff, I've only been using it on like big commercial jobs, and so it's just sort of been sat there. And Callum from Solar Secure, he now does sort of an add-on service. He does the gutters underneath the solar panels. And I gave him my old Titan just so he can, you know, get by with that. And he was looking into buying a new vac with all the poles and the carbon poles and stuff, but I said, well, to be honest, I've got that one sat there that you can rent off me if you want. And he liked the idea, so he's paying me every month now to borrow that vac. So it's nice that it's being used. It's not just sat there gathering dust. It's helping him, and I'm getting a bit of money in my pocket every month. I think it's a good deal, really. It gets to a point where like it doesn't make sense for him to have it for a long time. Because at a certain point you might as well buy your own, but I guess it's making him money. It's making him extra money. He's upselling all these services that he couldn't do before. And you know, after 2-3 months of doing that, depending on how much work you've got, how many gutters you're cleaning, that might pay for his new vac. You never know. The 3600 would probably be better with more power, but they seem to block in the hose and where it enters the vac. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I can imagine they sort of block sideways in the hose. So how do you overcome that then? That's a tricky one, isn't it? Pine needles is a bit like the old game Kaplunk. They're a nightmare. What's Kaplunk? Hang on. Yeah. That's a very good analogy. Metaphor? Analogy? Analogy. A comparison. Yeah, analogy. So we got good results on the job today. Ish. We didn't get all of the moss roots and stuff from between from like deep within the tarmac. It looks good from a distance, but as soon as you get up close, yeah, it's not perfect, but it hadn't been cleaned for a long time. And I'll put some biocide down, so that's certainly going to help. What am I looking for? I opened Facebook to look for something. Oh, I remember. Hyperbole. An exaggerated illustration. Oh, I like that one. Hyperbole. Exaggerated statements or claims. I like that one too. So Pure Seal are doing this thing now where I think they trialed it a while ago. I don't know why they didn't carry on with it, but they're doing. Not going to be able to find it now, am I? It was in an email. Two seconds. How come you didn't use the X-Jet on the new video, or do you prefer the backpack and the pole? So I'm not going to use. I don't think I'm ever going to use the X-Jet. For biocide. I might do one day, but it seems like there's too much pressure behind the lance, and it bubbles up a lot, and I feel like it's too much. There's too much. It atomizes it so much, and there's too much drift. So I don't think it's a good idea. I think it will go everywhere. I'm trying to find this email from Pure Seal. Come on. It's not going to be worth it, is it? It's not going to be worth it. No, it doesn't matter. So it was literally just an email to say that they're going to be recycling. They're going to be recycling barrels now. So when you buy like hyper barrels from them, you can take them back to like be refilled and stuff. So that's cool. For me to get this chat on my tablet, how do I get in? Is it through YouTube or Facebook? It's YouTube, mate. Yeah, go on YouTube and search for Smout, S-M-O-U-T. Here's my channel. Look. Look for Smout, and then you can go on the live section there, and I'll be just there. Look. That's all the past live streams if you want to catch up on any of them. What's everyone been up to this week? Has anyone had work? Work's been picking up for me, to be fair. Literally, overnight. For like 3 weeks, I've had nothing. No quotes come in whatsoever. Not even a tickle. Not even a tipple. Not even a lead. Nothing. And then Thursday night, or Friday night potentially, I had 2 decent sized quotes come in on the Friday night. On the way back from, I went to visit PWSAS in Evesham, which is a pressure washing supplier. And then on the way back from that, someone called me. A lady called me with, she had Parkinson's. So I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was, bless her, she she couldn't get her words out on the phone. She sent me a text. I tried to ring her, and she rang me back, and she couldn't talk. I was trying to sort of be patient and let her try. I don't know, when someone's got Parkinson's or like a stammer or something, I don't know whether it's polite to like help them finish their sentences or whether you should just let them sort of do it on their own. Because sometimes she was repeating the beginning of like a word or a sentence, you know, for up to 15 or 20 seconds sometimes before she actually managed to get it out, and sometimes she didn't get the word or sentence out at all, and it must have been so frustrating for her. I can't even imagine. I didn't know whether it was polite to sort of finish, because I knew what she was trying to say. So I went round to quote a rear patio that had clearly had, it's only a tiny little patio, clearly had some work done, lots of rubbish removed and stuff, and it was filthy. It had loads of weeds everywhere, no drainage, no outdoor tap. It was like the worst job you can imagine, really. It was a rubbish job. Didn't really want to do it. But I quoted her my minimum call-out fee for a pressure washing job. And booked her in for the Monday. And then on the Sunday night, booked her in for today. And on Sunday morning, she texted me to say that she had to cancel. So that was pointless. You know, when you go around there and you introduce yourself and you spend half an hour with them and stuff, and it was out your way, and you didn't, that was just a bit, I didn't want the job anyway. You know what I mean? I should be grateful. I don't know. And then over the weekend, just in general, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those 3 plus another 5 quotes come in. Like, where's that come from? I've had nothing for 3 weeks. And now I've got, they're all pressure washing and gutter jobs, which is crazy. I don't wash windows, no. Thinking about it, not at the moment. Lots of people asking for gutter quotes. Yeah, I'm not surprised. 'Tis the season. Slowly picking up before the end of the year. I built a tank frame today for my buffer tank. I saw on Instagram, Dave. How did that go? I had a job last Wednesday and quoting a new one this Thursday. Had a day doing some final. I can't read this. I think I need to make the text bigger. I'm struggling to read. Maybe I need some glasses. My eyes are stinging. Had a day doing some final cuts of the year, but it's going to be pushing gutters and pressure washing for the next few months. My friend has a stutter and he finds it very frustrating when people finish his sentences. That's good to know. Okay. I want to start offering gutter cleaning. I just don't have the equipment at the moment. Yeah, it's definitely an investment. I don't just mean like an upfront cost. I mean, I do mean it's an investment because you will make your money back with it. And if you're if you're getting people asking, and if you're already sort of in the business, if you're already doing a bit of pressure washing or window cleaning or whatever, I don't think you can go wrong by offering gutters, especially getting into it now. Window cleaning is so straightforward, 3 minutes to quote. Job done, easy as. I find it frustrating and I don't even stutter. How do you deal with downpipes? I don't want to use a ladder. I think you need to... People get in the mindset of when they're clearing gutters, they think, oh, I bought a gutter vac, I've got all the extendable poles. that, I mean, I won't need a ladder, but like Julia said in the live stream a couple of weeks ago, it's good to carry a ladder with you, and there will be times where you either can't access something, or you're knocking an end cap off, or there's something in the downpipe that you can't get out with the vac, and the ladder has its place, you know what I mean, every time. It really does. So I think you'll still need a ladder. So I've had a big commercial job come in from some these lads. They live in the same town as me, and they do tree surgery, and they've been going for a long time. Big established business, multiple gangs of chaps going out and doing tree surgery and stuff. And they've asked me to go and quote a job tomorrow morning over in Birmingham, and it's a car park. It's like a multiple unit car park, and I think it's like end of tenancy / handover of all these units, so they're getting it cleaned up. So that'll be interesting to quote. Hi Jake, quick question: can you do a video on the chemicals you use and what you use them on, and what not to use on certain surfaces? Alan, I've been thinking about making that video for a long time. Although there's a bit of a crossover in terms of the stuff because I've been on the Pure Seal course, right? On their approved applicators course, to learn all about chemicals and sealing and all that sort of stuff. I'm very conscious there's a bit of a conflict where the stuff I knew before the course, the stuff I learned during the course, and then the stuff I've learned since the course. And for me to sort of lay it all out in a video, there'll be bits of knowledge in there that ordinarily people would have to pay for when they go on this course to find out. And so I'm torn as to whether I should make that video, and maybe I'll speak to Pure Seal first before I make any sort of video, or maybe I'll make the video, send it to Pure Seal first, and just say, are you happy for me to post this? Because I can't remember what I learned on the course and what I've just picked up through research and finding out stuff on the job, you know what I mean? So it's difficult. Like best practices and techniques and stuff, that's all stuff that I've sort of figured out myself, but when it comes to absolute do's and don'ts, a lot of that was learnt on the course. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's I don't want to tread on their toes, and I certainly don't want to be giving away the advice that they gave me on the course. I don't want to be giving that away for free, you know what I mean? If they're charging for it. Is that a rinse bar or fan jet in your brush? Is that a rinse bar or fan jet in your brush? Huh? Oh, this is two 50-degree fan jets. I think this is the way to go for chemical application through a water-fed pole. I don't understand why people are using a single jet. I see a lot of people are applying like biocide and hypo to roofs and stuff, and they've just got like a single jet. Sometimes it's just sort of dribbling out the end. There's no spray, and you're not covering a very big area very effectively. So I feel like having two 50-degree fan jets, you're covering like a foot, maybe even more than a foot. And if you can do a strip like that in like 5 seconds, you get a roof biocided in no time. I don't know why people aren't doing it like this. I use the brush when I'm brushing it into roof tiles, but on ground surfaces I don't even brush it in. I don't think there's any need personally. Great spread on it, that's what she said. Please do. I want to start pressure washing on the side and I don't want to use the wrong chemical. I'd like to understand chemicals and all that before starting. I mean, you know, book yourself onto one of the Pure Seal courses. But use my link in the description first before you do. I've got these approved applicator schemes. And there's multiple multiple courses, and they'll tell you how to they're recognized by what's that thing called now? They're accredited by something, some big recognized UK accreditation. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just passed the accreditation. I think you have to search in the shop for the approved. And you can see all their dates and stuff. September, October, so there's one today and tomorrow. So I did module 1, which was driveway and stone restoration. They're running module 2 at the moment, which is render buildings and structures. Definitely worth it in my opinion. I am affiliated with them now. I've got a link where I earn commission on purchases, but I still, even before this, I've been recommending them for the last 12 months anyway. You learn a lot on these courses. Definitely worth it. 100%. Any idea why when I apply biocide mine don't foam up like yours? It was just kind of coming out in bubbles, like I was using fairy liquid. That is an issue with biocide. It sort of bubbles and the bubbles sort of float away. How are you applying it, Connor? Do you get a certificate? Yes. Mine's downstairs in the bathroom, so everyone can see it when they go for a wee. Do they cover soft washing, or is that a separate course? It's all included. They specialise in supplying chemicals and sealants, and so they literally document and they go through each surface. They go through tarmac, natural stone, all the different types of natural stone, block paving, the two different types of block paving, the clay and the concrete. They go through resin, literally everything step by step, and they say this is how to clean it, this is how to prepare it, this is how to clean it, this is what chemicals to use on it, and this is what sealers to use on it, and what more do you need? And they send you home with a big fat booklet of everything you learned in the course. And if you've got a quote to do tomorrow on like a on a resin driveway, and you forgot how to do it, you just flick to the page in the book and it tells you exactly what you need to do and which products to purchase. And also I found on their website recently the categories here. I've always been confused, like, I don't know if it's safe on that surface. If it doesn't specifically say it in the description, how do you know if it's safe? And if you go down here on the side, look, clay block paving, limestone cleaning and sealing. So if I click on that category there, limestone cleaning, as we know, limestone is a very delicate surface. Can't use too much pressure on it, else you'll etch it. You can't use hypo on it. So they've got all the products here that are safe for limestone. And they all serve different purposes. So obviously you've got your biocides at the top. You've got your Max Clean Pro, which I think is like a degreaser slash, it's got a hint of biocide in it, so I think it's like a general purpose cleaner. I've never used Deep Clean Pro, I've never used Safe Clean Eco, so I'm not sure. Nutra Rinse, I'm guessing that's something to neutralise a different product. Neutralises Stone Clean Pro. Okay, so I'm guessing Stone Clean Pro is a little bit more serious. For calcite stone, powerful formulation, fast and effective, short dwell times. So I guess when you apply this product, it needs to be neutralised with the other product afterwards. So this one's a bit more technical. Dan, you're right, mate. Thanks, Jake. If you do a video on this, I'll look out for it. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate you. I might do module 2 in December. I didn't think of using this time of year to do another course, but it's a good idea while it's quiet. Evening, Shag. What's up, Luke? You right, mate? I don't get a discount, no. Oh. No, I think I do. I think approved applicators do get a discount, yeah. I haven't been using it. I did an order a couple of weeks back and I forgot to use the discount. Damn it. Hope you and the family are well. How's work going? Has it picked up? It has. I've just been chatting about it. It's I've had a few more quotes come in. Things are going well. Got a big quote to do tomorrow. My old colleague has just asked me to quote his house. Shall I put it up on stream? Yeah, there's nothing private in there. I'm sure he won't mind me pulling that up. There's no door numbers or addresses or anything. Is the Synergy Clean Pro any good? It's fantastic. Great for gutters, fascias and soffits. It's a great degreaser. You can mix it with hypo. It's brilliant. So he's just asked me if this can be salvaged. Absolutely, it can. That'll come up like brand new. Is that cement? Looks like some sort of spots of, or is it just the white lichen? Pusscat. Nice drain at the bottom there. I think if I remember correctly, the tap is out the back at this property, and you've got to go through the house to get to it. So that could be a slight annoyance. They look like fairly old blocks, the aggregates showing. So we might not get those colours back, but we can definitely clean it. Lots of black spots. It's always tricky where the tarmac meets the bricks and you've got this big gap of just like stuff. It's just like a gap of weeds and just dirt and cement, and you don't know whether to blast it all out or just go over it lightly, but you still want it to look good. But it's especially where the tires go over it and it's all broken down and pushed in. Really annoying areas those are. I never know what to do. I never know what the customer wants me to do with them. Whether to just blast everything out and refill it with sand, or just to go lightly and just try and get the weeds out the best I can. You know what I mean? There's going to be a bit of a mismatch where the cars have been parked compared to the rest of the bricks. Where the cars are, it'll be like a lot smoother and probably brighter and nicer than the rest of it once it's cleaned, because the rest of the blocks haven't been weathered. Xbox sent me a message. I haven't even got an. Have I got the Xbox app on here or something? That's weird. That actually sounds awesome. I can't remember what we were talking about. Were we talking about the Pure Seal course? Loads are just winging it. You mean loads of people that are doing pressure washing? Potentially. There's a lot of poor information out there, and there is a lot of people out there just sort of doing stuff because they think it's right, and it's I can spot it now because I've been on the course and I've got a bit of experience under my belt. So when you see people on the Facebook pages talking about stuff and sort of acting as if they know it, it's nice to be in a position where you can educate people. What is this music? Someone please find me like a decent lo-fi chill playlist that I can play on stream and I won't get demonetized. Please. Is Synergy Clean Pro better than TFR? I think it is. In my experience, when you're putting Synergy Clean Pro on, it seems to melt the green a little bit more effectively than TFR, and it foams up nicer when you're brushing it in. The main difference for me is the rinse. When you're rinsing it with water afterwards, it's the bubbles and the gloopiness, not the gloopiness, the froth. You know the stuff, once you've brushed it all in and it's all frothy and beautiful. It's so easy to rinse. It's like one quick pass and it rinses off beautifully, and then it leaves like a perfect streak free and it dries nice. With TFR, I found it takes a little bit longer to rinse, and occasionally it doesn't dry quite as nice. I think Synergy Clean is just generally more versatile. You can use it on oil stains, you can use it on block paving, you can, you know, all this sort of stuff here. All the like industrial applications where you want to degrease like bin areas and stuff, like industrial, you know, all that sort of stuff. Factory floors. And the fact that you can mix it with hypo as well, if there's a surface that you want to clean, and it's like greasy as well as organic growth, you can mix them together and spray it all down. Just started watching this live. Sorry if you've already covered this. So you need a license PA1/2 to use weed killer on commercial basis, but biocides and hypo are okay. I think it's PA1 and PA6 weed killer license, and I believe yes, hypo and biocide are okay as long as you're using them correctly. So in my video today, it's against the law. I think it's against the law to apply biocide to moss, to kill moss before you've attempted to clean it. So if I was to biocide this drive first, which is what I wanted to do, if I could have pre-visited, put biocide down on everything, and have all the moss go all brown and flaky, and it comes off like candy floss. I've done it in the past, before they changed the rules. It literally comes off like candy floss. It's so good. If I could have pre-treated it with biocide, I would have. But now you've got to wash it first. You've got to make a good effort to wash it first and remove everything, and then post-treat it with biocide. Because there's an issue. I think the issue is that the animals and insects feed off of whatever's in the moss. It's like a habitat. And so if you're putting biocide down first, you're going to just basically kill everything and sort of poison the birds and all that sort of stuff. And like if birds are taking it up into their nests, you know, it can be an issue, I think. Why is it against the law? I think that's why. If you contact Pure Seal, or if you join their trade page, I'm sure they'll... there's a couple of explanations on there. They can do it better than I can. But no, I don't think you need a license to apply biocide. Obviously, you need your public liability insurance and stuff. Could you pre-treat with hypo then? Probably not on tarmac. I don't think you want to pre-treat tarmac with hypo. You'll... I'm not the right person to be asking about this. I think when it comes to using hypo on tarmac, to me it looks like it bleaches the tarmac. But actually what I think it's doing is bleaching the organic growth within the tarmac. And so if you spill hypo on tarmac, or if you're cleaning block paving and you've hypoed the driveway and it sort of runs down onto the path, you'll see a colour difference on the tarmac, which is why if that ever happens, you want to constantly be rinsing the tarmac while the hypo's dwelling, just to make sure the hypo's not reacting with whatever's on the tarmac. I think that's what happens. But if you go onto Spotify, there's a really good podcast. I think it's Softwash UK. This chap talks all about, look, will sodium hypochlorite bleach surfaces? Can you use it to clean wood? Soft washing versus pressure washing. Does soft washing kill plants? Is it illegal to use hypo? Like, all these are really good questions, and he goes into decent detail about every one of these questions. So I think it's definitely worth having a listen to that. It's called Softwash UK podcast with Mark Cave. It's free. You can just listen to it in the car, and I've learned a lot from that. I've only listened to a few of them, but the ones I have listened to, I think he sells products as well, but there's a lot of misconceptions in there. How do you identify what type of stone it is if the customer doesn't know? Experience. There's also a thing you can do. I don't know if... I've got a Google phone, so if I wanted to, I can use Google Lens on my camera, and I can take a picture of the surface, and it'll look for other similar images, and sometimes you can find which sort of stone it is by... It'll Google similar images, and it's very, very accurate, like spookily accurate. We had a false widow in our house the other day, and I took a picture of it, and it confirmed this is a noble false widow. And like different moths that I see, like an interesting moth, I'll take a picture of it, and it'll tell me exactly the breed of moth, or leaves or plants outside, berries, all that sort of stuff. It's amazing. The Google app does the same. There you go. So I suppose if you've got any phone, you can do that. Rob Smith, I agree. I think Softwash UK talks about it on one of his podcasts. There you go. If you're pre-treating to kill weeds and moss, then you are using it as a weed killer. So you would need your PA1 and PA6. There you go. You heard it from Dave's mouth. I think, yeah, you're using it as like a pesticide at that point, aren't you? Wait, what's a pesticide? Because I've heard that word passed around. Pesticide. A general pesticide is a chemical such as... or a biological agent such as a virus, bacteria. What is a pesticide? Intended for preventing, destroying, repelling, or mitigating any pest. I guess in this case the pest is herbicide. That's what I wanted. You guys are absolutely on it, aren't you? You know exactly what I'm trying to say. An agent used for chemical... an agent, usually a chemical for killing or inhibiting the growth of unwanted plants. So it's different. Using it as a herbicide is different to post-treating a surface for prevention. I don't know. I've only heard this from Pure Seal, so I don't know. This is just second-hand information. They obviously know what they're talking about because they supply the products. Oh, I wanted to I need to sneeze. Sorry about that. Hey, Steve, you right, mate? About to leave the army and set up on my own exterior cleaning business in Edinburgh. What's the best way to get customers starting off? Take pictures. Friends and family. Friends and family. Do as many driveways and patios as you can. At a reduced rate. Don't do them for free, do them at a reduced rate so you can get some money in your pocket, some experience under your belt. Take pictures of everything you do and stick them on Facebook and Instagram and stay consistent. That's my advice. Thanks, Daniel. How's it going? Daniel's my friend. PA1 and PA6 is a great thing to have. I think it was around 600 quid for both. Is it one course, or do you have to do 2 separate courses? Can you advise what to get for a new starter? If you're are you talking about like, should you get a pressure washer, or are you talking about all the equipment? Are you talking about pressure washer? Are you talking about gutter cleaning? What do you want to know specifically? What's the jet washer? I believe they have to be renewed every 3 years. So you've got to pay 600 quid every 3 years. Or sign up to Smout Club and get some pics. Yeah, thanks, Joe. If you're struggling with your advertising, I've just added a bunch of new pictures to the boosted pack. If you look down below, you can join and hit. There's different members tiers. The boosted pack, you've got loads of free images. They're not free because you've paid for them. Loads of images you can use for your marketing. All right, look, Santa. 2 separate courses over 2 days. Okay. Which pressure washer? Can you use the unloader valve to control pressure? Yes. There's multiple ways you can control the pressure, and it gets a bit confusing. We'll talk to Darren about it in the next few weeks because he's coming back on the podcast. Is this a podcast? I think it is now, isn't it? It's a live stream, but I think we're doing podcasty stuff. So you've got your revs on your machine. You turn your revs up and down. That mainly controls the flow, but in turn it'll also control the pressure as well. If you want to keep your revs at a constant, you can then adjust the unloader valve up and down to change the pressure. But also, if you were to lower the pressure with your unloader valve, you've got a turbo nozzle on the end of your lance, right? And you're using it on full power, unloader valve all the way open. Great. You're using the machine at like it's full. You're using it at its fullest potential, right? Assuming your water can keep up and all that sort of stuff. If you were to then turn the unloader valve down with the same nozzle, exactly everything else the same, you're lowering the pressure. But then if you were to take that nozzle off and put a different nozzle on with a smaller orifice, and you spec out your nozzles when you buy them online, you spec them out with whatever orifice size that you want. If you were to run that same amount of water through a smaller orifice, the pressure is then going back up. So it's a good way of using the same machine with less water but the same pressure is you can turn the revs down, turn your unloader down, but stick a smaller nozzle on. The music's a bit annoying, yeah. It's changed now. I think it's okay now. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. But you can maintain like 200 bar even by dropping the revs and turning your unloader down by putting on a smaller nozzle. I'll probably go into detail a bit more about this on a different video, because it's been a great way for me to still use my big 30 litre per minute machine but restrict the amount of water that I'm letting through, because it's been very difficult with the lack of control with the revs. I'm pushing out so much water on jobs that I don't really need it, and so my way of getting around that is turning the unloader valve down and putting a smaller nozzle on. It's really been working, it's great. There's so much to learn in this, like I've only just found that out the last couple of weeks after speaking with Darren from PWS. Like it's crazy, the stuff like 2 years down the line. It's questions you don't even think to ask, that until you stumble across the problem, it's like, well, I wouldn't know that unless I've asked, you know what I mean? I did my PA1 last week, and I was told there's no expiration. How do you say that word? Expiration. It doesn't expire. Welcome, Corion. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Neil. Hope you're well. Would you advise to get a really good Karcher to start off? I would advise against getting any cheap electric machine. There's plenty of cheap machines out there, but if you want to spend like, you know, 300 or 400 quid, first of all, you've got to get yourself into the mindset that this machine is not going to last you. If you're taking pressure washing seriously, this machine will probably be good for about 3 to 6 months before you need to upgrade again. So just account for that when you make the purchase. So you can either buy a cheap petrol machine, don't get an electric one because you'll be there forever. Cheap petrol machine with a turbo nozzle. You could start with something like the one I actually upgraded to this. I'm just going to show you the ones I bought when I first started, just so you've got the information and then you can choose for yourself. There's lots of different ones out there. There's loads of petrol machines on Amazon. I got a Parker brand machine, which I don't necessarily know if I'd recommend. I'm sure these have flown out since I've been making videos about them. It's so cheap. I swear this price keeps dropping. I paid 305 quid I paid for mine. And I don't know how they're making this machine that cheap. It's like 11 litre per minute. Or I think it's about 11 litres per minute. The pump started leaking oil because I was using it for too long. So this is the one I started with. And then I moved on to the KM, this one. So this is a massive upgrade, to be fair. It was a 15 litre per minute, 3,700 PSI. It's more about the litres per minute than the PSI. So obviously when I bought this one, I then needed a buffer tank. And if you're interested in, because the customer's water isn't going to keep up with your machine, with the amount of water that your machine requires. So at that point you might want to have a look at my buffer tank video. You've got that one as well. Oh, Buffalo. Oh, what did you buy? I'm interested. Best to avoid anything Chinese if you can. I would definitely. What is it when you mirror something? I would definitely mirror that comment. I would definitely. What is it called when you want to copy someone's comment? It's not mirror. It's echo. Echo. I definitely echo that comment. So I've got my buffer tank video here. That if you're interested in making your own buffer tank, that when it's full, it automatically cuts off. And just, what is this? I've been watching this drain guy. So satisfying. Not the video I clicked on though. Got a ball valve on the bottom, filter at the top, and it's just a good way of getting like a buffer of water so your machine can burn through that while it's still filling up, so you're not going to run the machine dry. You know what I mean? I concur. I do. So this is like in my opinion, like the best design that you can make for your buffer tank. So have a look at that video. Or if you want to do things properly from the get-go, if you want to get a proper machine that you're not going to have to upgrade, you're not going to have to keep fixing, I would suggest instead of doing all that, just go to the source and you can go to Rutland pumps, you can go to AC pressure washers, you can go to PWS, you can go to PWSAS in Evesham and just get a proper either Honda powered machine or Briggs and Stratton powered machine with a proper recognised pump on it. It's not machine range. This is always confusing. I don't know where to go for your green stuff. Alpha equipment. There we go. Where's the A2? Needs to be on the front page. I think Darren's quite happy with this Hyundai machine. How much is that including that? I think just because he can actually get the parts for this now, if you were to order a Hyundai machine on Amazon and stuff, you might struggle to get it serviced and you might struggle to get the parts for it, but A2? Bambino. A2, here we go. So here you can spec a proper machine. You go for the Honda GX3090, which I think everyone recommends, or the newer sort of Vanguard 21 litre 200 bar turbo pack, and you get all that with it. Look. So you're going to save yourself money in the long run by going for like a proper machine straight away instead of buying multiple upgrades. Yes, you'll earn that money back when you're using the machines, but you can when it comes to pressure washing, you can earn like, I think one of my best months within the first year, I earned like £2,500 in a month just from pressure washing on the side. Within the first 12 months, which is insane for a business that I'm running on the side of my regular job. It's crazy. Going from, earning after tax, I was earning 1,800 quid from my regular day job, and I was earning £2,500 on the side from a side hustle, from a pressure washing side hustle. It's crazy. Yeah, the other one is the Wilks. What is it, a TX750i? I think this is the one that This is the one that I think Sid Partridge started out with, potentially. WaterTech one-man carbon power pole, 30-foot M22 in and out with a foot pedal. The foot pedals. What's just happened there? Someone's just subscribed. Way. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, the thing with buying like a Chinese machine is, one, it's probably going to break fairly quickly if you're using it for long periods of time, and two, you might struggle to get it serviced and you might struggle to get the parts in the UK. Thanks for the help. Some people have said that the unloader valve should not be touched. It wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be adjustable if you shouldn't touch it. I think people that say that don't know what they're talking about, and I think you should avoid taking advice from people like that, personally. Going to do my big brother's roof as a freebie. Hopefully I can start getting new equipment. Hopefully I can start getting roof cleaning jobs. I can't read. The text is so small. Can I adjust that? Ooh. Is he going to pay you in beer money or something? You can't do a roof clean for free. That's insane. How did you... did you put a link up to all the parts? I can't remember. For the buffer tank I did. It's all in the description. Gonna hire a My Tower till I can buy my own. Yeah, you can get those towers for quite cheap, can't you? Oh, you've got the diesel one, Dan. How are you finding a diesel pressure washer? I've never used one before. Started with the Wilkes 750. Avoid it like the plague. Going to a 15 litre per minute machine from Rutland was the best decision I ever made. That's good to know, Richard. And for anyone starting out, and for anyone starting with equipment, quick connects are your friend, especially the Q connections, in my opinion. Yeah, I was avoiding the Q. The Q Lance. I was putting it off for a long time because I thought I'm happy with my ball valve. I've got everything I need with my ball valve. But AC pressure washers sent me out. They sent me out one of these guns. It's a ST2600, I think it is. Easy press trigger. And it means I can do away with the ball valve. I can swap lances without having to turn the machine off. Because that ball valve was getting really difficult to use with so much pressure behind it. It's amazing how when you've got like a more powerful machine, that ball valve is so much more difficult to like shut off. It's just heavy and it's just in the way. This is much better. Sorry, this music is trash. As it finishes. I was getting like anxious just talking then because of the music. I'm running a VTUF torrent and I can't fault it, to be honest. It does what I need it to do. I was talking about you the other day, Lone Ranger, with your VTUF torrent. And just to confirm, you're running that VTUF torrent from the customer's water supply. You're not using a buffer tank at the moment. Is it the 13 litre per minute one? I think it's like 180 bar, 13 litres per minute. Why are Q connections better? Never looked at these, to be honest. They're just more versatile. Just quicker. I'd suggest watching this video. Upgrades and technical chat with PWS. And I sort of try and explain it with the voiceover the best I can. See how he just popped the surface cleaner off then and he's putting a lance on now without turning the machine off. And he didn't like the nozzle that's on that one, so he's just switching it to a different one now. And the reason he's switching the whole lance instead of just switching the nozzle on the end is because this turbo nozzle is secured to the end of the lance rather than being... It's better without the music. I quite like this. This ain't too bad. What do you think of this music? When you've got a fixed turbo nozzle, it avoids all that wobble. When you've got a turbo nozzle in a quick release connection at the end of the lance, you get a little bit of wobble and it adds vibration down the lance. I bought a disabled ramp, it still takes a bit of muscle to push it in. Yeah, I don't want to be moving the... I don't want to be moving a machine in and out of the van now. Now that I've got a mounted pressure washer and a mounted hose reel, I wouldn't go back, to be honest. I've got the Vanguard 21 litre per minute from PWS. What a pressure washing full of power gets these jobs done quick. Do you have to get a lifter for the jet washer to go in and out of the van? So I don't personally. I think Steve's just answered that question. Speaking of that, actually, let me see if I can find a video. I was looking for it earlier, but I couldn't find it. Of a chap in my Discord. Bear with. Can't remember when he posted it. I think it was only the other day. It's very interesting. It's about this, about one of the Hyundai pressure washers. Do 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 do. Come on. No. Sorry guys, bear with me. It's worth it, I promise. Your information is awesome, but the music's a bit loud. Thanks for letting me know. I think the fact that everyone's commented on the music, I shall turn it down. Come on. It's disappeared off YouTube. Yeah, don't keep lifting your pressure washer in and out of the van because it'll cause problems. This is like exactly what I'm trying to show you. I think it was 1600 quid with the 18-inch surface cleaner and some other bits as well. I'm using a small 80 litre buffer tank now, but the tap pressure drops sometimes so it can't keep up. I think with 13 litres per minute, I've done a massive resin drive with it, and the rinse down was tricky. I got there eventually. But when you've got like when you've got a pressure washer with, when you've got a property with good pressure, are you able to use it straight from the tap? Oh, I found it. I found it. So this is a weir jet washing.
This is a Hyundai pressure washer. And when I first started, I was having to lift it in and out the van constantly, so it weighs 60 kilo.
This is like exactly what we're talking about, so I thought it was relevant.
It was killing my back, and I never had any wood or like runners to run it up and down the van. So I've absolutely knackered the wheel in 4 months. To say the bearings have came loose and stuff. So I like to just keep it van mounted now because it's so much movement in it. Also, in the last little while, my my exhaust is sheared off.
Isn't that crazy?
With the vibration. Look
The vibration.
at that. So it's making do just now, as I say. It's not ideal, so but I'm in the next at least month or two at the maximum. I'm going to buy a Honda, 21 litre a minute Honda. As I say.
So that's just from lifting it in and out of the van, and then in 4 months, and then the vibrations as well. And I'm pretty sure he's struggling to get parts for this. Although that exhaust looks like a generic exhaust that you could probably get in most places, but that's rough, isn't it?
But this just does the job at the minute, so I'm just going to keep this as a spare, just in case anything goes wrong with a Honda. I can just run back to my unit and grab the this one to finish the jobs.
Buffalo, that's
As I say, I'm investing.
making the leap to full-time next spring, leaving my current job after 6 years, getting more and more nervous the closer it gets. That's awesome, mate. Well done. It's obviously, you'll do it when you know it's the right time, I suppose. That's really, really positive.
Investing in a Honda for the start of next season. So I'm just going to, as I say, I always prime the hoses, so I give it a few pulls just to pull the water through, and that way when I go to start it there's already water in the system, which makes it a lot easier. So I'll just put the fuel on, put the power on, and you always pull the trigger when you're starting it, and as I say, you pull the trigger, you're starting the machine.
That must make a right racket with the exhaust like that.
Apologise for this part of the video.
This is weird jet washing. If you want to go and have a look at his channel. That's a good profile picture. I've watched a couple of his videos when he's not long started this, only a couple of months ago. I mean, if you've got nothing at all and you want to get started in the industry, going to Rutland Pumps and getting a van mounted machine, which is probably going to set you back over $6,000, it might not be the route if you haven't even dabbled. I'd recommend at least dabbling before making any big purchases in it anyway, just to make sure, one, you enjoy the work, because there's nothing worse than spending all that money on the equipment and then realizing it's a little bit harder than you thought it was going to be, and you don't enjoy working outside, you don't enjoy getting mucky. I don't think anyone enjoys getting mucky really, but yeah, I've got a water tank in the back of my van. I don't generally drive around with water in it, but it's a buffer tank to make sure the machine can keep up. Make sure the water can keep up with the machine. For someone that knows nothing at all, I've just read that. That machine is the one I've got. Wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't recommend to buy, but it does the job, I guess. Yeah, it's going to make your money back. It's not going to be a loss, but it's something that will get your foot in the door to pressure washing, I suppose. I'm 25 with no kids, so got to go for it before all that fun stuff happens. That's a great time to do it. No kids, no real big commitments, I suppose. I suppose as long as you can pay all your bills, then why not? It's way harder than YouTube makes out. Yeah, well, it's very satisfying as well, and it's very gratifying. So I definitely recommend it. If you enjoy working outside and you enjoy that sense of achievement once you've finished a big job. And just generally, it's a great way of working for yourself. Window cleaning, gardening, pressure washing, gutter clearing. Like, there's nothing better than working for yourself. I can't believe I didn't do it earlier. Someone in my Discord mentioned Homebase. You know, we were talking about grit the other day. For brushing between the cracks of stuff. When you've got like permeable block paving, someone in my Discord said you can use this horticultural grit. Well, they used it before anyway, and it worked well. It doesn't say what size it is. Lime-free washed quartzite grit. And that's only in Homebase, so that could be good for someone. Oh, 2 to 6 mil. I think the stuff I was looking at was 1 to 4 mil for the permeable block paving, but this could work depending on how big the joints are. Oh, it was you, Steve, was it? Did you say you've used it before? It's the most satisfying work I've ever done. There you go. Looking forward to 2024. What's your aims and ambitions, Jake? Keep growing the business and keep growing the YouTube channel. I want to do more of these live streams. I want interesting guests. I'm happy with the direction of the business at the minute. I'm not particularly interested in massive commercial jobs. I don't necessarily want to employ anyone, I don't think. I'm really happy with the way things are going. And I think adding stuff could potentially complicate things. Like adding an extra employee and another van and all these additional services that I don't really want to do. It could potentially... It might bring me more money in, but not everything's about money. Sometimes it's about doing the things that you enjoy, and I enjoy going around doing the drives and the patios and stuff, and just doing quality work. Like, I think if you can get really good at just a few things, it's better than being average at loads of different things. And so I think it's important to find the stuff that you actually enjoy, the stuff that actually makes you money as well, and that's worth doing, because there's lots of things you can do that'll make you money to get you by, but there's some jobs I've done, I've thought, this is making me money and I'm not losing here, but there's easier ways of making money. I can make money much quicker with less effort, better results by doing this thing instead of this thing. And so, have you ever considered bin cleaning? That's one of those things, you see. That's one of those jobs where I think, now that I've done pressure washing and I've seen the sort of money you can make in pressure washing, it seems silly to me to go and make 5 or 10 quid cleaning a bin where I'll need to dispose of all that water properly. I've got to, catch all that water, dispose of it properly, Have the appropriate insurances, use all that diesel driving from house to house, make sure I get there at the right time where the bin's just been emptied so I can clean it. I don't know. I get, like, it's one of them things. I think there's easier ways of making money. I think roof cleaning is a very, very difficult job, and these YouTubers make it seem. I don't know if they make it seem easy, but it looks easy, and it looks really satisfying. I personally think there's easier ways of making money. I'm sure some of them that have got, especially Sid Partridge, he's clearly got a lot of work booked in. He's got a few people working with him and stuff. Maybe he enjoys it. I don't know. But I think I don't know, I think there's easier ways of making money personally. Do you do soft washing? Yeah, when the time's right. If the surface doesn't require pressure washing and you can just chemically treat it, then yeah. I'm looking in the market for some ladders. Can't find any locally as I live in a little village in Essex. Have you ever ordered any online? I've never ordered ladders online. I've never bought ladders new. The ladders I've got, those ones there, they're my grandpa's old ladders. They're probably years old. How did you feel on the first one you did? On the first pressure washing job? I thought, this is fun. This is brilliant. If I could make money from this, I am laughing. I'm adding another van next year, but not for another person to use, but one for my gardening work and one for pressure washing and gutters. That's a good idea. What would be the benefit? Could you not get one big van instead of two little vans? Because you're paying twice the tax. It's twice the room at home to store the vans, twice the insurance, twice the MOTs every year. Could you not just get one big van and get all your equipment in one, like that Squeaky Clean Dave's doing now with his ambulance that he's bought? If you haven't seen that, by the way, Squeaky Clean Dave is just it's crazy, it's fun. He's just bought Squeaky dog toy. He's just bought an ambulance that he's absolutely kitting out with solar panels. He's just lined it, stripping it all out for the ultimate cleaning van. There's a really funny bit in the start of one of his videos. I didn't expect this from you, Dave. You've got a little sense of humour on you, haven't you? Look at this.
Wonder what's going on. Let's go and have a look. Back doors are open. I think there's somebody in there. Hang on, let's listen.
Check for pulse. Analyzing now. Stand clear.
Hang on a minute, I think I can hear somebody coming out. Who is it?
I do, Dave, lad. Hey, it's shocking in there.
All right, Barry, you were all right.
I'm just looking at your new ambulance. Why on earth have you bought that?
So, just...
Dave, I'm not being funny. You make a great old man. I was working in a care home last week, and I saw a couple of these guys.
Why on earth have you bought
A 2013 Renault Master. It's got 209,000 miles on the clock. Now, you might say, well, that's a bit high, and it's not bad for a diesel. You go somewhere like Egypt, they're driving around with about 1 million miles on the clock there. Yeah, so that's not too bad. And
you have to take the wastewater away with you, I think, or have permission from the council to put it in the drain. Yep. I work for a bin cleaning company myself, doing commercial sites. I think it's a whole extra body of knowledge and equipment that you need to be able to offer that service. So it's a lot of extra work to be able to start offering that service. Um, I do pressure washing, gutter emptying, fascia, soffit cleaning, roof cleaning, and also have a regular window cleaning round that I'm always trying to grow, as I like the monthly money it brings. Yeah, I mean, I think window cleaning is a great way to start, to get into exterior cleaning, and a great way to have that reoccurring income. A great way to start understanding how to talk to customers and how to like upsell services and all that sort of stuff. I clean Chelsea Football Club bins every week. It's $6,000 a month for us alone. That's crazy. I bought all the gear last year and said I'll go for it this year, but I bowled it. What do you mean, Swifty? Tell me more. I'm interested in what your journey was there, mate. Roof cleaning is really hard, especially if you scrape it. Yeah, it's hard on the arms and the shoulders. How did you get into jet washing? I literally pitched the idea to my girlfriend, probably after watching some YouTube videos. I think I was just brainstorming and thinking what I can. So I've always been quite entrepreneurial and been wanting to start my own thing, but never really committed. That's a massive thing, is actually committing to something. I'm just going to open the window because it's really hot. Bear with me. I'm one of these people that has ideas. Like rushing in and out of my brain all day, every day. And I've been wanting to do something of my own for years and years and years. Are we going to need a mod now? Is it about time I got a mod in the chat? I wondered when this day would come. Remove. Report. Hide. There we go. Remove. There we go. What's with the point? I don't know. So what was I saying? So I've always got ideas going through my head constantly, and it can get quite draining. And I've always been one of those people that have dabbled and tried stuff, and I've sort of got good at things and then found the next thing and sort of never really committed to anything and got really good. Like I've done BMXing and got pretty good at that, but never really took it seriously. I've done drawing. I used to live stream video games and never really took it seriously. There's all sorts of stuff I've done with, classic cars and drifting and stuff that I was like really passionate about, but I always end up talking myself out of things, especially when it comes to making money. Like I used to do a lot of video game development, and I had a really good product, and it was almost ready. Like it was almost ready to put out there. I think I've got some pictures of it actually. I don't know if I've got any good pictures of it. No, I haven't. No, these are just renders. I did a lot of 3D design and game development. I wonder if I can find a video somewhere. I don't know. But I always found I found a problem with actually following through with stuff and committing long term to things, especially when something became challenging. As soon as I faced adversity or some sort of challenge that I couldn't overcome immediately, I would generally give up on stuff. And so I think the key is to find the thing that you enjoy and that you're passionate about, regardless of whether you can make money doing it or not, but actually taking it seriously and getting good at something and having discipline. And when I pitched this idea to my girlfriend about pressure washing, I sort of laid out what I need to spend to start up, how much roughly I can make per job, and the fact that I can do it on the side of my regular work and it's not really going to interfere with anything. And it was like the first idea I've ever had where she's been like, sounds pretty good. So when I got the nod, I was like, right, okay, I'm doing this. And I'm going to try it for 12 months, fully committed. I'm going to let everyone know this is what I'm doing now. And like just over 2 years down the line, like I'm doing it full time now. I'm doing, I've got more money in the bank than I've ever had, which isn't a brag. I'm just literally saying you can grind, 9 to 5 in a job that you find boring or uninspiring and demotivated and think, what am I doing with my life? I've got no goals and ambitions or anything. Who knew that you can start your own business, be happier and earn more money? It's like, I'm happier, I'm earning more money, I've got more freedom, I've got more spare time on my hands, I'm spending more time with the family, and I'm actually building something with my family's name on it, which is like, it makes me very proud every day. And like that's just through small incremental changes and just being committed to doing this one thing, rather than thinking, oh, I'm having a quiet month or I'm having a quiet couple of weeks, I'll pack it in and I'll try something different. It's the compound effect. I listened to a couple of audiobooks. If anyone's into audiobooks, I recommend getting the free trial of Audible and just listening to this book, just this one book, The Compound Effect, because this changed my life. It's like, as soon as you hear it, it's like, okay, that makes so much sense. Let's just try it for 12 months or whatever. This literally was the reason I started my business. And so I think it was the compound effect, and the other one was the entrepreneur roller coaster by the same guy. He did this book as well. I listened to both of those books and it literally changed my mindset. I've done all my research and invested in a mid-range setup. I've done 2 or 3 jobs with me leading to realise I need better gear, pumps overheating, and serious pooling, etc. So then I invested in the stuff Squeaky Clean Dave spoke about and done my flyers, but ended up putting it off because of the memories of the last few jobs. I'll give it a go next year, 100%. I don't think you will, Swifty. If you wait until next year, I think you've already sort of given up by the sounds of it. I'm not trying to criticise that. A lot of people say, I'll do it next month or I'll do it next year or whatever. And you'll be in a totally different headspace. You'll be in a different mindset. And it's okay if it's not for you. If you decided that actually it's harder than it looks, it's taking longer than I thought it would, it's not for me, that's absolutely okay to admit. But if it's just a few little teething issues, like water pooling, is a bad job. If you've got standing water when you're pressure washing, that's just a bad job. And we've all had those ones. I don't get them very often, to be honest, anymore. But there is the occasional job where you'll get flooding. And it turns a job from an hour and a half job to a 3 or 4 hour job. It's a nightmare. Hello.
No.
Are you going swimming?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm proud of you. You weren't going to go, was you?
Just tired for now.
Just think of that. Just think of that post-swim McFlurry that you're going to get for us.
I'm gonna have no money left by the end of this month.
I'll send you a couple of pence.
Thanks.
Have a kiss. Come on.
No.
Come say hi.
No.
Come on.
Nope.
Come say hi.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Come on.
No.
Say hi, everyone.
Hi everyone.
My name's Sophie.
Nope.
Have a nice swim.
Thanks.
I'd like a plain McFlurry
Yeah.
with a hot apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do any other puddingy stuff? I'm feeling... Oh, Dan's here, look. Have you been watching this whole time, Dan?
Hi Dan.
So, Dan's my friend. What?
You got friends?
Yeah, I've got at least one friend. And he started... Dan had a very good job, right? And we haven't... I don't think we've actually spoken about why...
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
I gotta go.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
I don't think we've actually started about spoken about why you started your business. Oh, in and out, no worries. Friends. But Dan had a very good... Were you a surveyor, Dan? Before work commenced, was it? I'm sure it was your job to go in and like price stuff up. I think that's what you said to me, but it was a long time ago, so I can't remember. And he left his job to start a dog walking business, and it's going incredibly well. How crazy is that? When I think about dog walking, it sort of seems like it's something a young person would do, just to start earning some money on the side. But you've turned it into this actual... I had a very good, aka average job. I did reinstatement cost assessments. See, that sounds like it's something I would rather do dog walking instead of. It sounds like a very important job. Was it boring? Be honest. So if Dave wants a raspberry flake McFlurry. Oh, she's gone, mate. Sorry. She's already gone. The customers all said that they can see I'm OCD about the finish and told me to keep going, but it's a self-confidence thing for sure. That is a trait that will get you far. And that's the point. You can see in this video, I didn't do this on purpose, but someone mentioned to me afterwards, that's very OCD that you did that. And it's this little bit here at the end.
Don't want to get my shoes too dirty.
This bit.
Much better. I'm going to take some pictures, then I'm going to head off.
This. I do this sort of stuff all the time.
Bit of standing water in some places, which is annoying.
This was one of those jobs that had no drainage. It was just, there's water pooling everywhere and it all dries dirty and it's horrible. But the fact that I care about it sets me apart from all the other people that are just trying to make money as quickly as possible and just trying to get in and out of the job. I'm trying to go around afterwards and I'm wiping all the windows down and I'm rinsing everything off properly. I'm moving the bins back. I ask the customer, is there anything else you need me to do before I leave? And it's all this stuff that shows that you care will set you apart from everyone else in the industry. Not everyone else in the industry. There's a lot of people like that do all this extra stuff. It's not extra, it's stuff that you should do anyway, but it shows you care. And if a couple of bad jobs have put you off, I think that's a real shame. And I think you should, personally, I think you should get back into it, carry on advertising, it's an ego thing. Put your ego aside because you don't want that to be damaged. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and just try again. And if you're not so confident doing it on a customer's property, see if a friend or family will let you do a bit more practice on theirs. I think you're doing yourself in the long term, I think you're doing yourself a disservice by giving up because you've had a couple of bad experiences. I think in life generally, it's a good idea. So, sometimes things just aren't worth it, and you think, this is crap, I don't want to do this anymore because it's just not worth it. But if it's not worth it, if it wasn't your fault because there's no drainage, water pressure was low, that's probably why your pump was overheating, because your machine weren't getting enough water, all this extra stuff that wasn't your fault, that is just bad luck on the day, I think that's a shame. But if you've already made your mind up, then I totally understand. I seen this one and I thought, that's me. I left a site agent job for a civil engineer company to start on the windows. Nice. On buildings, basically how much it costs to rebuild a building from scratch. I wanted to work for myself and I love every minute of working for myself now. There you go. Dan, did you think working your feet? I suppose your dad works for himself, didn't you? I was going to say, did you think working for yourself was ever an option? Was like a realistic option? Because I didn't. I thought you had to be quite a special person to be able to work for yourself. I think you have to be OCD. I'm an absolute perfectionist, but that's what gets you the recommendations and free leads. I think it's a huge part of it. Just showing that you're willing to go the extra mile for the customer is a massive part of them recommending you to other people, definitely. I care so much, mate. In whatever job I do, I set the bar very high, but it also drains me at the same time. I understand. Is there anyone on here who would let me shadow them and help for free to have some education and hands-on? Whereabouts are you, Tracy? Can you talk through your journey after having your first thought of doing this? It's very simple. I bought a cheap machine and I just started working. Just started asking friends and family if I can do their patios. It started out with my mom's. I did my mom's driveway. I posted it on my new Facebook page. She shared it. All her friends saw it. I had 2 jobs in the same street within the week, and 2 other people from her Facebook friends list that saw it, and they asked me to do it as well. And then my nan got her drive done. The chap over the road from my nan, or 2 people over the road from my nan, I did their drives as well because they'd seen me do my nan's and they know her, they're sort of acquaintances. It literally snowballs. The more you do, the more you post, that all these little, if you're just starting up and you're just doing it on the side, it's all these little efforts. I keep saying, I've said it in previous live streams, I say it in some of my videos, just do one thing every day that takes you towards your goal. And if your goal is creating a business, you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to buy all the equipment and start straight away and burn yourself out. You don't have to leave your job. You don't have to, just literally start doing some research tonight, tomorrow, Start making a spreadsheet of all the little bits you want to buy to get started. The next day, create your Facebook page or your Instagram account, your email address. I've literally got a step-by-step guide. I've got a video of what you should do to start your business in the UK. It's one of my last videos. This one here, starting your business in the UK isn't hard. I suggest watching that video. Do research. Just little bits every day. Post a before and after picture. Right, that's my job done for today. Service your equipment. Learn how to change your spark plug. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for watching, mate. Have a good one. You're in South Wales. I did a big drive at the weekend and got a job off his mate who just popped round to say hi. There you go. What did I do the other day? We sold a wardrobe. A guy came around to collect a wardrobe off us, and he had a landscaping sign in the back of his van. I said, "Oh, do you do landscaping?" He said, "Yeah." Is that your business, the pressure washing? I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, can I have some of your cards? Honestly, I reckon I could get you loads of work. So many of my customers need pressure washing." So I gave him a bunch of cards. It all snowballs. Conversations that you had 6 months ago will come back around and people get in touch. Remember that chap I told you about 6 months ago? He wants to have it done now. So can you pop round and give us a quote? It's like, it's a big snowball effect. You can't have the customers and no gear. You need to buy the stuff, do a few family jobs and get used to it so you know what to do. Then look for proper customers. Yeah, I think definitely get a bit of experience either on your own house or on your friends and families. Yeah, for sure. Do you get paranoid about hypo going into the road? I found myself panicking about that as well. Just water it down. It doesn't matter. Just there's a video of a job I was doing a while back. This one. And you can see when I'm applying the hypo, I'm also rinsing the path as well. I've got a little switch on my X-Jet which can turn the chemical drawer off. So I'm just spraying water, and then if I switch it, I'm spraying hypo. Switch it again, I'm spraying water. And it's a great way to rinse things down without having to take the lance apart and stuff. So this bit here, look, I'm putting the hypo down, and then as it's going onto the path, I'm now rinsing the path with just water. So it's not going to like stain the tarmac or discolor it or whatever. If you keep things wet, oh, it kind of did on the runoff there, look. You can see where I clearly didn't rinse it enough. So anything organic that was growing on this path here, it's kind of bleached it. It's not discolored the actual aggregate, it's just bleached any moss and stuff that was in between. Everything up here was fine, but I've clearly not rinsed it enough down here. But that'll fade after a couple of months, so it's not a massive issue. I was overthinking it as usual. It's dog walkers I was worried about. Yeah, put some signs out. Just invest in some signage, or put the dustbins to block the pavement so people have to cross the road. Or just keep your head on a swivel and keep an eye out for people. There's been a couple of times where I've put chemicals down and I've seen a dog walker approaching. I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll approach them and I'll say, by the way, I'm just putting a few chemicals down on this drive. You might want to cross over and keep your dog away just in case they get a bit nosy and try and lick the puddles or whatever. Bloody dog walkers. It's so true, Jake. I'm starting to get messages saying, I saw you did X persons, or I saw your post. Could you come and quote? I've had neighbours approach me, etc. Couldn't have imagined this 2 months ago. Isn't it crazy? It's insane how stuff comes back around. I always ask people, how did you find me? And that gives you a good gauge as to what's working. The lady with Parkinson's the other day, I went round and I said, how, because she clearly wasn't very good on her phone. She didn't text very well. I thought, I wonder, she's in an area that I don't normally service. And I said, how did you find me? And she went, I just typed in pressure washing on Google and you came up. So like, wicked, great to know that's actually working. Can we all share our businesses pages on here to see how others are advertising and obviously boost our own pages? Absolutely. The only thing you can't do, I think, is post a link, because I don't think you've got permission. I'd have to give everyone permission to post links, and I don't actually know how to do that. But if you want to type in your name, your business name in the chat and let us know where we can find you, I'm fine with that. Oh, this guy again. Does anyone want to be a moderator? Any of my regulars want to be a moderator so you can ban people? Hide user on this channel. There we go. Report the sperm. You mean spam? Can I get a date for tomorrow night, please? I'm assuming you're not talking to me. I don't feel comfortable with people knowing my address, though. I haven't got my real address on my business page. I'm the same, especially with doing all the YouTube stuff and things. I don't really fancy people having my address. Someone a while back, I can't actually remember who it was. I think it was someone from YouTube, or someone I was offering advice to over WhatsApp and stuff. Apparently they turned up at this house one day and said, I just thought I'd pop in, and you weren't home though. I was like, that's a bit weird. I don't want people just popping in. He's obviously gone to this address that he thought was mine because I put a different address on, and he just wanted to pop in and say hello. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know, it's strange. Especially like unannounced. Like he didn't say that. He didn't text me to say, oh, I'm in the area. Mind if I pop in and say hello or something? It was weird. I don't know. How do I get on Google though? I don't think you have to put your specific address on Google. Put a family member's address on. I don't know. Not sure. When you Google pressure washing services near me, it gives you the address. There you go. We've got Steve at Clean and Finish. If you're on Google Maps, you can move the pin slightly away from your actual address. There you go. That's the way to do it. You can spend a lot of money on advertisement, but by far the best advertisement for us is word of mouth and Facebook. There you go. I get most of my work from Facebook. For sure. See, I always feel weird when there's no music in the background. That's like a weird self-conscious thing I've got. Is the music okay at that volume, or is it too loud? Or is it too quiet? Let me know. So the Cleaning Expo have just put some pictures up of the lineup. For those of you that don't know, there's a Cleaning Expo in Warwickshire, I think. Warwickshire, potentially. And I think they tend to do it roughly every year. I think because of COVID, this one's been every couple of years at the moment. But that's the lineup for the Cleaning Expo. So we've got Rutland Pumps, Pure Seal, Marshall, Equipped to Clean. We've got Gutter Vacuum Systems, X-Line, Soft Wash Systems, AC Pressure Washers, PWS. Oh, PWS are in the middle this time. Spinner Clean, GK Products. Everyone's there. Some carpet cleaning stuff in the corner, Nord. Affordable Scaffold Towers. Two Cousins. What's Two Cousins? Are they at the right show? Absolute Workwear. Safe Wash UK. Hero Soft Wash. Lovely dog. Is he yours? I've got a 6-month-old Doberman keeping me on my toes. She's, yeah, she's a Great Dane. She's a nuisance. She's extremely reactive. And we're struggling, to be honest. I took her out for a walk today and she had a go at a dog for no reason. Look at this bit. I filmed this bit because I knew it was going to happen. Watch this. There's nothing on the other side of this gate, right?
On the other side, sometimes, but she knows it's there. Watch this. The dog wasn't even there today. She just remembers that it's there.
Every time. And it's normally worse than that. She goes insane, usually. That was quite tame. Yeah. Look at them Crocs. Brand new. Back when I just brought them. Dan. 1 cup, 2 cousins. Oh god. Donuts pressure wash gutters. What? What time have I got to get up? I've got a big quote in Birmingham tomorrow. It's a day off. Tuesdays are my day off. With the kids. Go and pick my boy up from school. But it was the only time this week that I was going to be able to go and do that quote. Oh, I haven't mentioned. I'm going to be working with. I'm going to be working with these guys on Wednesday and Thursday. So these are the people that actually built my machine. What's going on? Random. So these are the people that built my machine, and they've offered a couple of days work for me to come and just help out as a labourer, because I told them things have gone a bit quiet, and they've offered me a few days work, which is awesome. So on Wednesday we're going to be doing a big block paved car park, and I'll check that it's okay. I'm assuming they mentioned I could do a few videos for them. So that'd be cool. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be doing on Thursday I'm going to be doing some new build acid cleaning, acid washing, which I've never done before. So that's going to be very interesting. So I'm excited for that. But they've got all the latest insane equipment. Very, very experienced and knowledgeable. This guy Lee has been he's been going for over 8 years now. And he's built up a gang of like 6 vans. So that's going to be very cool to work with them. Orange Crocs, only the best. Has she had a bed Has she had a bad meet with a dog when she was young? They say they never forget. She came over from Serbia. I think we made a big mistake by sticking her in a... Well, we didn't do it, but when we bought her from Serbia, she came across in a van, in a cage, with like 6 to 10 other dogs crammed in this big van. And I think that traumatized her. And so she was incredibly nervous coming through the door. And we had to earn her trust. And she's gradually got worse with other dogs. She was fine. She was off the lead. We used to walk her off the lead, and she was great. Her recall was brilliant. She was friendly with every dog she met. And then gradually she just started showing signs of anxiousness and aggression and reactivity. Got more distrust with people, and then she started biting other dogs. And at that point, when she starts biting, it's like, okay, we can't actually introduce her to other dogs now, and it become very difficult to walk her. I literally can't go within 50 yards of another dog, because she almost rips my shoulder out the socket trying to keep her under control. She jumps up and smacks into me. She literally puts her whole body weight to try and knock me over, and then she runs circles round with me because she knows it'll tie the lead up and it'll put me off balance. She's very clever. She almost jumped over my head the other day. She was slightly up a hill. I was down on the road and she was up on a grass bank, and I could tell she was about to jump, so I just sort of tugged slightly on the lead, and she went up on her back legs and she jumped, and her belly was here because she jumped slightly from the hill into me. Her belly hit me in the face. Both legs up in the air. She's just I'll get a video next time of her reacting to another dog, because it's every single time she spots another dog from like 50 yards down the road. She gets up on her back legs and she starts leaping in the air and barking and being crazy. So is everyone staying over at the cleaning expo so we can all get together and have a few beers? That's going to be tricky because I'm not drinking. I don't know whether I'm still not going to be drinking by the time the cleaning expo comes around, but I'd definitely be up for finding somewhere to get to know each other. Oh, it sounds like a cheeky date, doesn't it? Why don't we have a few drinks and get to know each other and see what happens? The expo is in 2024. In Stoneleigh. And the date is 13th of April 2024. I need to put it in the calendar actually, just so I don't overbook it. We can eat, and those that drink can drink. By all means, have a Coke. I'll meet you there. I'll be running my new venture by then. There you go. It's not a muzzle lead. It's like a figure of 8 that just goes over the nose, just so I've got control of her head. I've tried every sort of lead, every sort of collar. We started out with a harness, believe it or not, which was crazy. We've had choker leads, like choker collars, halties, all sorts, but we found the figure of 8 that goes over the nose and then round the back of the head. Gives me full control of her head. She doesn't pull, she can't pull with it, and I can redirect her line of sight if I need to. It doesn't hurt. I'm going to the expo. Nice, carry on. We'll have to get a cleaning expo group chat. Yeah, the Haltie's a game changer. I do gutters, yes. Yeah. So I'll take some videos of going out with H2O. I think that'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. It's going to be a long day. I said, what time do you want me? And they said, if you get to the yard for 7, and we'll probably get back for about 4. It's like 7? I don't even get up till 7:15. The dog normally wakes me up by punching the cat flap when she needs a wee. Literally punches her whole fist through the cat flap to tell me she needs to go out for a wee. Every morning. And that's what gets me out of bed. Saved up for my gutter vac and then bought my dog for the... You bought the dog instead of the gutter vac. Was it an investment? Is she an asset or a liability? That's how I look at stuff now. Since I started my business, I've started to look at stuff as assets versus liabilities. I sold my classic car because it was a liability. It was taking up room on the drive. It was costing me insurance, MOT, tax. Actually, it was tax exempt by the time I'd sold it. But I can't get out of this mindset now where I'm looking at stuff. I've not bought anything for myself to enjoy in so long because I'm only ever buying stuff that like contributes towards the business. That's where my head's at the moment. I used to be so materialistic, and now I just buy stuff that's going to like make me money or make me time. What's it called? Make me time? It's not going to cost me time. It's going to make me time. I don't know what that's called. That's how I look at stuff now. What gutter vac do you recommend? Anything from Gutter Vacuum Systems. They're brilliant. Check out the live stream that we did with Julia from Gutter Vacuum Systems. She'll be on in the next couple of weeks again. A liability. What car did you have? I had a Reliant Scimitar. I wonder if I've got any photos. It was... This is how it looked when I got it. Everything was rusty. I loved it. I think it looked so cool. It looked a lot better by the time that I'd finished with it. But that was one of 7 Reliant Scimitars I had. This was another Scimitar. That red one there. And then I had that one as well. That was a Reliant Scimitar, but it was a totally different model. It was a Scimitar SST. Trying to find a picture of the Scimitar. I think I've got one on my Instagram. Put some nice wheels on it and stuff, and reconditioned the power steering rack, so I actually had power steering. Put a nice side exit exhaust on it. Oh, I'm sure it's here somewhere. There's the wheels I bought. Oh, come on. There she is. I'm the same, don't waste money. I make my own lunch and take the flask. Nice. I miss all my old cars. No way, I sold my classic to fund my startup as well. Nice. What did you have, Dan? Look up a Clio Dimmer. Clio Dimmer M616 CEC. Is that a Renault Clio? I've never heard of a... Oh, cool. Oh, a proper one. Was it the wide body? That looks nuts. You know what that reminds me of? The top left was yours. That one. We're talking about cars now. Next it'll be football. Yeah, maybe. I don't tend to talk about football. It's on Google because it was in max power. That's your actual car. Thanks for subbing, Dan. That's cool that your car's on Google. I enjoyed that car. Infinity Skyline. Oh, I hate the way it goes back to the top. Does it do that on the phone as well? She was a beauty. Lexus Sora. Mini Midas. MX-5. Another Scimitar. That was ridiculous. I loved that car. That was so much fun. It was a shame it was an auto. Want to buy my MX-5? Nah. Keep that MX-5. Dry store it in the garage and just keep it. I think the MX-5 is a future classic. And I think everyone's turbocharging them and crashing them and spraying, like roller painting them in army green colours, and they're going to be to find a good one. I think it's going to be very difficult in the next 5 or 10 years. Sold it when I needed the deposit, when I had my first daughter. Forget the blinking cars now. I mean, I'm having fun. I think that's the only French car I've ever had, a Clio Sport. That was fast for I think it was a 2-litre turbo. Surprised me, that car did. If you went round a corner too fast, the battery would fall out. Yes, I remember that. Wait, which car was that? Was that the MX-5? Or was that the Scimitar? It was a Scimitar, wasn't it? That's everything I had to talk about this week, to be honest. Has anyone got any questions they want me to do my best to answer? I think Soph will be back in the next half an hour, hopefully, with the McFlurries. Oh, I've got grit in my eye from today. I forgot to wear my glasses when I was using the turbo, and I caught a bit in the eye. And it was sitting there for about a week now. These days are over. Having to jump start my van, hopefully, with my new alternator. I was going to ask about protective clothing for pressure washing or for using chemicals. Hoi. So for pressure washing, all you need is a pair of wellies, comfortable wellies, and if you want, you could get some waterproof trousers as well. But to be honest, today when I was just using the surface cleaner, I just had my regular trousers on, my work trousers. You've done really well with your answers, mate. You've made me realise that being OCD pressure washing is actually a treasure. OCD in the first place is it has its benefits. I'm sure it can be quite crippling for some people, but for people whose mind just works slightly differently, you're going to spot things, and your strengths are different to other people's strengths. And I think it's very important to not let that sort of stuff hold you back. It's very easy to use that thing as an excuse and as a reason to not follow through with something. And I understand the mindset, but I think rather than let it hinder you, you could potentially let it help you. So when it comes to chemicals, protective clothing, you'll want some sort of mask. If you put in things like hypo down, biocide, not so much TFR, I don't think, but you want something covering your face and covering your eyes. Pure Seal do some good masks. You can get eye protection from anywhere. You can get it from Screwfix, and always wear gloves. Dealing with any sort of chemicals, stick some gloves on. And if it's acid, especially acid, biocide, hypo, wear long sleeves as well. Don't wear shorts, don't wear Crocs. I've seen some people in the US spraying hypo in their Crocs with bare feet. I think that's ridiculous. You're asking for trouble. OCD is great for pressure washing, as your work will always be spot on. Great work means more work. There you go. Have you ever done any hazard chemical courses? No. I've done the Pure Seal approved applicator course, and they go through a lot of health and safety on those courses as well. Guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to run an ad before I say bye. I'm going to run an advert for the channel, which I got finished last week, so enjoy this. Please stick around. Now, these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit, on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have 2 other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video. Sorry about that, guys. I just got a knock on the door. The dog's going crazy. Sorry about that. The delivery man got the wrong house, and the dog's behind the front door. Absolutely going mad at him. Hang on, 2 seconds. Here they come. Come on. Was there a naughty man at the door? Do you want to come up? See if you can jump up. Come. Nice. You're getting better at that. You alright? Oh dear, she's a bit panicked. She's lovely though, mate. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I've got for you this week. I've been commenting on your stream, but I've been watching 5 minutes behind. Moron. Take care, mate. Speak soon. Oh, no worries. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could actually do that. But thanks for watching, Dan. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the fantastic live stream. Look forward to the next one. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm never sure. I'm never sure if these live streams are worth it for people, and I'm never sure if every live stream that I do is going to put that person off coming back to the next one because they think, oh, it weren't really worth my time. I've sat here for 2.5 hours. And I could have been doing something else. But if people are getting stuff from it, then I think that's definitely a good thing, isn't it? I'll be back. Oh, that's nice. Next week is the 16th. We're going to be having Julia on next week to announce the giveaway. We're doing a Gutter Vacuum Systems giveaway. For this roof scraping kit, and then the week after that we're going to be having Darren from PWS to answer some technical questions, hopefully tell us what he's been up to. Very informative and a pleasure to watch. Oh, thanks guys, I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week. Hopefully with some better music. Maybe. See you in a bit.